Hey everybody, I want to show you another quick video on how to access the storage shelf, all of its features and why it's so beneficial to have the access to use this, right? So as a guild, we stock this for you guys. I'm going to show you how to use it really quick. So if you double click it, this shows everything that's in the storage shelf currently, right? You got regs, pots, band-aids, arrows, bolts, bags, trap bags. It has all the leather armor, all the metal armor, swords, weapons, macing, fencing, archery. This is shields and spellbooks. This is all the food and instruments. Then this section is kind of more like utility items. So you have all your crafting stuff. You have a lot of gathering stuff, vet supplies, adventure rope, quivers, a lot of helpful stuff. So if you go through, you could change the type of material. So right now we're at regular leather. You could see we have this much regular leather armor stored in the shelf right now. If you want averite, you can go backwards and it shows how much averite stuff, right? So you got regular, you got dull, you can keep going. It goes to valahide, varahide, all that stuff. So let's talk about how do we access this stuff, okay? So you double click it. Let's say you want 10 extra heal pots, right? Click the arrow, do 10. Now you got 10 heal pots in here. Let's say you want to get suited up to go hunt, right? You want 50 of each reg. Okay, you can manually do this, which is fine. It's easy if you just want a quick, like, oh, I need 100 more arrows. There's a much better way to set that up. So let's say you want to dump this stuff back into the storage shelf. So if you click restock from target, this is basically saying where do you want to pull the resources from. Most of the time it's from your bag. It could be from a pack horse. It could be from another shelf, or I'm sorry, another chest that's nearby. Most of the time it's usually your backpack or a pack horse. So you could target your backpack and it'll pull all that stuff back into here. So let's talk about what can go in here. So when it comes to like all the armor and weapons, all the spell books, all that stuff, even the crafting tools and resource gathering tools, it has to be GM made, right? It has to be exceptional. A player has to craft this, whether that's your character or you buy it from a vendor at some house. It has to be GM crafted. You cannot go to an NPC in town and buy regular armor and put it in here. It's not going to work. So how do we set up a quick way to suit up and get out? So if you go to edit current loadout, this basically says what do you want your profile to be. So I'm going to show you that. We click on each item that we want to be placed into our bag. So if you're a mage, right, you want all your regs, you want a couple pots, you want a couple trap bags, and you want a full suit of armor. Now you can only pull items from here that are currently stored in here, right? So there, if you remember, there was no bone armor. So if you click bone armor, there's not going to be anything that pops into your bag magically. So as you see, everything that we select kind of goes on this page here. If we were to add one more item, now there's a page 2. Well, I guess we already had a couple items. If you want to get rid of something, you just uncheck it. Okay. So we go back to regs. Well, we want more than 10. Simple up arrow, whatever amount you want. It counts up in certain increments, kind of depending on what you're looking for. You know, this one counts up in 1. This one counts up in 5. Band-aids, all that stuff, right? 25, 50, 75. So now we've set up our profile. We want 50 of each reg. We want enough pots. We want some trap bags in case we get paralyzed by PKs. And we want a full suit of armor. So this automatically saves every time you add something. So you can right-click and close it. Double-click. Your profile is saved. So if we hit resupply, all these regs and all these items are going to go into our backpack. And any bit of armor or weapons or anything that your player can equip is going to automatically go onto him as such. So now you hit resupply, close this, you're ready to bolt out of there and go hunt. Okay, let's say you come back and you picked up a bunch of regs, you looted a corpse and there was a couple GM Averite war maces or war hammers on that person, and you want to dump it into the shelf. If you hit restock from target, again, click your bag, everything goes back in there except for what you're wearing. So let's try that again. We hit resupply, everything goes into our bag. Well, if you want to be a little more organized, you can tell it to put it into a certain container. So if you go to page 2, this says place resources into, and it whatever you want it to be placed into. These bags, if you want it in nothing, just in your backpack, these bags, or these bags, right? So if we select this bag, we'll go back, we'll throw everything back in there. If we hit resupply, the reason why it didn't work is because if you go to edit current loadout, you didn't select a bag to even be placed in your backpack in the first place. So you have to have that checked, or this one, whichever one you want it to go into. Okay, so we want it in that bag. We have that bag selected. So let's throw everything back in. Now if we hit resupply, everything is now in this bag. Voila. Alright, so let's put this to the test. You just died at the quarry down south to PKs. You get rezzed, you run inside, click the storage shelf, resupply, boom. You got a full set of armor or whatever you wanted. You got all your regs back in your bag, all your pots, and you got your trapped bags. Boom, you're ready to go again. I hope that helps. I hope that inspires people to buy into that storage shelf. Again, remember it's 50K one-time buy-in. In order to do that, you go to Guild, page 2, Treasury, Deposit. 50K. That's it. Now you have access to the storage shelf. Get out there and kick ass.